I love the Cris Cyborg mindset. And Cris Cyborg is somebody who is a little bit pessimistic. And so many people will tell you, must be positive. That isn't true. You must do whatever serves you best. I live in a life competitively of pessimism largely as well, where I can be my own worst critic and things like this. So I just understand it a little bit better. And I don't say that Cris Cyborg doesn't have confidence when she goes out there and competes, but she always thinks she's being underpromoted. She always thinks she's being slighted. She's not being paid enough. She's not being promoted enough. That's fine. She's the champion of the world. This is what serves her. And I offer that to you guys in case you can't relate to it, in case you see a Cris Cyborg interview somewhere and you're turned off by it. I would just tell you, hold on, pump the brakes. Whatever she has to do to get herself in the mindset, to motivate her to get out of bed in the morning, to put in those miles, to come home, shower up, change her clothes, and go back to the gym and do it one more time. Whatever it is she has to do that's got her to the top of the mountain and kept her there for all these years, let her continue to do it. And if she's got to have that chip on her shoulder and she's got to be a little bit angry, let her do it. This is her approach. And it's a proven, successful approach for her. I got to meet her one time. I must tell you this. I got to meet Cris Cyborg one time. And if you ever want to talk about the example of don't judge a book by its cover, it was her. 5-minute interaction, 6-minute interaction. She couldn't have been nicer. She could not have been a nicer gal. It's just different when it comes to competition. A switch gets flipped. It's different. She does get angry. That's true. It is a lot of poor me and boo-hoo. I'll tell you who else was like that. It was always poor me, and they were always getting shafted. But it was Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins, that's what got him in the right zone. He was always complaining. Bernard would complain about things you wouldn't even think to complain about. There was a poster of Bernard versus Oscar de la Hoya. Oscar was on the left and Bernard was on the right. He was furious. Now, I've been a fighter for 21 years. I've been a fight fan my whole life, since I was old enough to remember. That put me 6, 7, 8 years old. I don't have the foggiest idea what the difference is if you're on the left of a poster or the right. Nobody's ever explained it to me. There's new things, though, I learned in this space. I just learned what the term A-side means versus B-side. That was a ridiculous conversation, too. But Bernard Hopkins was so upset. He was going to the media. He wasn't complaining about the pay. He wasn't complaining about the rounds, about what championships, about what venue it was. He was pissed that he was on the right side of the poster and Oscar was on the left. I still, to this day, that fight was 10 years ago. I still, to this day, don't even know what it means. I haven't the foggiest idea. But you saw what an incredible career he had. And you saw how he was able to motivate himself and get up and stay active and stay focused late into life. I want to say he was like 49 years old when he had his last fight. That's an incredible accomplishment to be able to extend your career. So it does come back to, well, how does a guy do that? Or in this case, how does Cris Cyborg do that? All the miles, all the rounds, all the roads, all the towns, all the hotel rooms, all the scales, all the cages and rings that she's been in. How does she do that? I don't know that I could answer it for you. I don't know what it is that makes her tick, but I will tell you as an athlete, you only need one thing. You could find 500 reasons every single day why not to continue, why not to go to practice that day. You've got to find that one reason to stay in the fire, that one reason to punch the clock, to check back in, to show up on time every time. I just am offering to you that Cris Cyborg appears to operate at her best when she is the victim, when she feels like the world is against her, when she feels like somebody is trying to keep her down. She is willing to fight for her right. She is willing to fight for her place. She is willing to fight for what she believes in.